It's that time of the week again where we get to talk about brand new VR games coming out this week, games coming out next week, and of course some of that juicy VR gaming news. But before we dive into that, I want to thank today's channel sponsor, Oktoberfest. Get ready to experience the world's biggest festival like never before on September 20th. Oktoberfest, the official game, launches on MetaQuest, and yes, it's free to play. Step into the virtual fairgrounds of Münch's iconic Oktoberfest, where you can join your friends and family in multiplayer fun. Customize your avatar, play exciting fairground games, and ride thrilling motion rides, all while enjoying the authentic sights and sound of Oktoberfest. With real-time social interactions, leaderboard challenges, and immersive environments, this will become the ultimate VR social experience. Download Oktoberfest on September 20th so you can take the party wherever you go. If you want to find out a little bit more, there are links in the description and of course in the pinned comment. Massive thank you to Oktoberfest for sponsoring today's video, and now let's dive into new VR games this week. Well, let's kick this all off with Chernobyl again. This is a game that took me by surprise as I jumped into it and experienced this week. It really gave me that whole vibe of a very atmospheric type feeling game, as well as being an actual incredible little puzzler. There's a couple that are very tricky though, so mind you, keep your eyes peeled as the clues are around. Trust me, they are there, but they are quite tricky little puzzles. This is definitely one that I recommend if you're interested in a puzzler that's going to kind of get you through before maybe something like Wanderer comes out. It's kind of got a similar sort of vibe to it, but yeah, really good little game. Enjoyed this one. Next up is Mannequin. Mannequin finally made its way to the store this week, which is pretty exciting news as this game has been in early access for a little while, and now it's finally out for you guys and girls to go and enjoy for yourself. This is really a game of cat and mouse. You're going to be playing as agents versus aliens. The aliens can actually disguise themselves as the humans, and the way that they do that is they actually freeze in time all the humans that are on this thing that the agents are investigating, and they manage to, well, disguise themselves as those frozen humans. So really, will you be able to detect who is who? That's going to be up to you. This is a game, like I said, of cat and mouse, so go and search out those stinky aliens and capture them. Next up is Frenzy Extinction. This is a game that I was definitely on the fence about, and I didn't really know if it was going to be any good. Well, I dived in there and, well, you know, it definitely sort of was okay. I wouldn't say this was a groundbreaking game or an amazing game, but it was definitely okay. I don't really think this is one to rush out and buy as of right now. Still felt like it had a lot of frame drops and a little bit of jank to it, but all in all, it seems like it's going to be the type of game that's going to be good to pick up maybe in like a sale or something, but yeah, I wouldn't rush out and buy this as of right now. Next up is Hotel R&R. That's right, baby, this game has finally made its way to the Quest. This is actually like a really old PC game that has made its way over now to being played on the Quest, and yeah, it didn't let down. It's a great game if you're looking to just absolutely destroy the living crap out of a bunch of stuff with a bit of story behind it, and of course a bit of grinding where you want to unlock the new cool things that you can use to destroy these environments. Then this is going to be for you. Honestly, it's a great one just to get some rage out, and it's just a fun game all round. I really like this game, and it was executed well on the Quest. VR game news. Well, let's kick this off with some big news as Arizona Sunshine is getting a full-on remake and remaster. This game is actually amazing. It's been around in VR since I think about 2016 at this point, but now it's getting the shiny new treatment, bringing it up to spec with Arizona Sunshine 2, making this look freaking gorgeous. Now, they actually flew me out to Amsterdam a few weeks back to go and try this out for myself. I went down to the studio and honestly, this really impressed me. Now, my nostalgia brain definitely told me this game looked this good back when I used to play it, but the reality of it is no, it never looked this good. It looks freaking beautiful now, bringing it up to in line with Arizona Sunshine 2, making it graphically beautiful. And not only that, they've also added a bunch of extra bits into the game as well, just to make it flow a little bit better. Honestly, I had a friggin' blast. I played through the opening level, which I have played honestly at this point maybe 20-30 times at this point, and it just felt like a brand new shiny game. Like I say, my nostalgia brain was definitely trying to fight me the whole time, saying no, this is how it used to look, but it definitely wasn't. So this is actually one that I think is going to be fantastic. Not only that, it's only going to be a small fraction of the price of the game to upgrade to this new remaster. You don't have to rebuy it again, and I think that's a fantastic move from Vertigo Games, so high praise to them for not only upping the quality of this game, making it stay as evergreen as it always has been, but now visually looking as amazing as it can be on all these platforms, but also not making this a cash grab. They're just going to be charging a very small fee, which I think is pretty fair, to be able to dive into this and experience it yourself. So shout out to Vertigo Games for sort of bringing me over to Amsterdam for that reason, as well as another reason, and if you're aware, they're making other games too that I'll be able to speak about soon. But until then, Arizona Sunshine, get this on your list. It's definitely one you're going to want to upgrade to. Next up, Human Fall Flat. Now this was actually one of my favourite flat games back in the day. I used to get together with some friends and just have a crazy time. And this game is like a physics goofball game, essentially like a puzzler, I guess, at heart, but it's a really fun time and it's making its way into VR. Now we don't know a lot about this. We've only seen this trailer that you're seeing right now behind me, and yeah, it's not really got a lot to it. I'm very interested to see how this is going to translate to VR, but only time will tell. Next up, in other good news, Dungeons of Eternity is finally going to be making its way to PCVR. Now, I'm pretty excited about this because it's one of those games that's gorgeous, but I think with the fidelity of the PC, it's just going to be even better looking. So, pretty excited about this, and for all PC users, this is going to be great news for you, getting in there in PCVR, nice and easy, and of course, it's just a fantastic game all round. Genuinely a really fun game. If you haven't experienced this or tried it, highly recommend you get in with some friends and have an absolute freaking blast. Next up is Pools VR. That's right, Pools is going to be making its way into VR. Now this originally was a flat sort of walking simulator, not really a horror, but kind of a horror type experience, very Backrooms-esque. This is going to be walking through some incredibly gorgeous environments, and it's going to be making its way to the PCVR and PSVR 2. I doubt this will make its way to Quest because the visual fidelity of this game is really what sells the experience, but nonetheless, this is finally going to be making its way into VR, which is great news. Coming up next week. Now, next week is a packed week of games, actually, and we're going to be kicking this off with a game that I've personally been working on. I know you've probably heard me say it a few times now because I've spoken about it in a few videos, but finally, Guardian of Realms Mixed Reality is going to be making its way to the Quest 3. Now, this game is, well, let me tell you, one you're going to want to pick up. If you have a Quest 3, this is the pinnacle of mixed reality, in my opinion. You get to go in there and, of course, turn your room into the battlegrounds. Now, it's got a couple of different game modes in there. You have currently Sandbox, where you can go in and just unleash your inner demon and just fight and destroy a bunch of cool things in very cool and unique ways. We're talking with modifiers where you can slow down time, you can punch them with a doom fist into the sky and just knock them right out. There's a bunch of cool enemies that you can fight as well, from grounded enemies to beholders. The beholders are very tricky little dudes. I'm not going to tell you too much about them because I feel like you need to experience them yourself for the first time. On top of that, we also have a survival mode as well, where you have to protect this crystal from being destroyed from oncoming waves of enemies. It gets tough. It's a tricky one, that's for sure. So make sure you So let me know how far you get in that when you pick up this game. But that's not all, you can also mod this game in its entirety as well. So you can turn this mixed reality experience into literally anything your imagination can take it to, as long as there's a mod there for it. So yeah, this one's going to be awesome. I cannot wait for this to drop on Tuesday next week. We're talking the 17th, so keep your eyes peeled. Next up is Subside. This is one of the most visually stunning games I've seen in a very, very long time. This is all about diving under the ocean, dealing with crazy sharks. Oh god, I hate sharks. And some other creepy creatures that live in the sea. But nonetheless, this is an absolutely stunning experience. It's making its way to PC VR very soon. So I really think this is a cool one. If you're looking for something kind of chill, something you could spend a bunch of time in, this is gonna be it. A really freaking gorgeous game. If you have a high-end PC, this is gonna look amazing for you. Next up, Hide the Corpse makes its way to the Quest store. Now this was previously just a little bit of a demo that you could play one level of, and now it's making its way as a full game out to the store. So this is a pretty exciting one. Hide the Corpse is a pretty random game, honestly, where you get in and you pretty much do what it says in the tin. You hide that corpse in cupboards, in any, or under a sofa, wherever you can blink and hide that thing so that you don't get caught by the police when they come in and they see no evidence of your dastardly deeds. Next up, Into the Radius 1 is making its way to the PSVR 2. Very, very excited about this. I will definitely be covering this next week. This is a game that I just needed to come to the PSVR 2. All those PSVR 2 users out there right now, get excited, because this is one of the best survival horror games you'll ever play in your entire life. It's just top tier when it comes to that survival atmospheric feeling. In this, essentially go in, loot, grind, don't die, and then extract in this solo game, which just gives you just this creepiest vibe the entire time you play it. But it's just freaking incredible. There's no direct horror in this, that's for sure. It just has that kind of vibe the whole time that keeps you just a little bit tense and unaware of what could exactly happen next. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Make sure you go check out Oktoberfest. There's links are in the description, and of course the pinned comment. If you enjoyed this, please do smash like, and of course subscribe. We're on a road to 50k now, and I would massively appreciate it if you've made it to this point in the video to hit that subscribe button, join the kingdom, and well, well, you know, you're going to get rewarded with dope videos all the friggin' time. Other than that, guys, take care. Let me know in the comments down below what you're going to be playing over this weekend. Maybe I'll catch you in some multiplayer games. Other than that, take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.